Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a Valentine's wreath. And these are the supplies I'm working with. I'm going to start off with an 8-inch wreath frame I purchased from the Dollar Tree. It comes in a pack of 2. I have these really fun pipe cleaners I purchased from Hobby Lobby, and I really like these pipe cleaners. It's almost like 2 intertwined in one, and I'm going to start off in the outer ring of the wreath frame. I wrap the pipe cleaners around 2 of the bars of the wreath frame, and this way they are not going to move. I'm going to use 6 pipe cleaners on the outside of the wreath frame. Now I'm going to take pipe cleaners on the 2 inner bars of the wreath frame, and I'm going to go in between each pipe cleaner. I do fold them down and in to the wreath frame. This way it's kind of out of the way. Now that I have all of my pipe cleaners on the wreath frame, it's time to pull out the Deco Mesh. I like to cut a fresh line on the Deco Mesh when I open a new one. I start by gathering the mesh, and I'm going to lay it in that first pipe cleaner, and I'm going to go all the way around the outside of the wreath frame, making 10-inch poofs. Once I've measured out 10 inches, I'm going to place it in the next pipe cleaner. The poof method to me is the easiest way to start with a wreath. If you're a beginner wreath maker, get you a wreath frame, some pipe cleaners, and some Deco Mesh. Using the poof method is going to make a very full wreath. Again, just measure out every poof at 10 inches and place it into the next pipe cleaner. Just keep going until you make your way around the wreath back to the very first pipe cleaner. Now I'm going to pull the pipe cleaners from the middle part of the wreath out, and I'm going to start on the inner ring. When you're making your poofs on the inside of the wreath frame, you could possibly do cut 2 inches off and just do 8 inches. I, however, went ahead with the 10-inch poof. And I just took it from the bottom half and just started in the middle. I didn't cut it off and start over. I'm just going to keep going. You could fluff out your poofs as you go. I tend to get my poofs in the pipe cleaners first, and then I will fluff them afterwards. When you get to the end of the mesh roll, it is very curly. Just exercise some patience and keep going. Okay folks, now I'm going to add my last poof to my wreath frame. I gather it up at the end and I place it into the last pipe cleaner, twist tie that off, and I'm going to trim off the extra Deco Mesh. You really don't have to trim it off. You could tuck it down into the middle part of the wreath frame and zip tie it to the bar of the wreath frame. This is where I go back through and I'm going to fluff every poof. I did use a whole roll of the Deco Mesh that I purchased from Walmart around Christmas time. And I love that I don't have to put something away and store it. I'm using the whole roll. You could go back through and just trim off anything that's fraying. However, with the poof method, there really is very minimal fraying. Also too, the less you mess with your Deco Mesh, the less fraying you're going to have. Okay friends, now I'm going to make my bow. I'm gathering up all the ribbons I want to use for my bow, and I'm also going to pull out my Deluxe Easy Bow Maker to help me make my bow. I start by adding my ribbon to the Easy Bow Maker, and I twist and make 6-inch loops on each side. I do 4 loops. They're each 6 inches a piece on each side. I love a good stacked bow with different ribbons. Now I'm going in with my Dollar Tree ribbon. It's a glittery heart ribbon, and I don't believe I had enough to do loops with this one, so I just added it for tails. This is another ribbon I purchased from the Dollar Tree, the red with the white hearts, and I just thought it was perfect with the black and the white. I am basically using scraps here, so I had 2 strips of the red with the white heart, so I'm using each strip to make a loop on each side. The second scrap ribbon was actually long enough to make 3 loops. I had another scrap ribbon of the truck that I purchased from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to put that in there and use that as tails as well. Now I'm going to get my zip tie and my pipe cleaner ready to go to pull this bow out. I very carefully take this out of the Easy Bow Maker. I'm going to put the zip tie around the middle of the bow, and I'm going to start it off. I'm not going to crank it all the way down. I'm just going to start the zip tie, pull it around the back. Then I'm going to add my pipe cleaner to the back. This way I have a way of attaching it to my wreath. I do use a zip tie when making bows. I just feel like they make the loops pop up better. Now I'm going to trim the zip tie off and use the pipe cleaner to hold it in my hand so that I can fluff my bow. This is called breaking the bow. So you're just, fluffing it up. You're pulling all your loops, and you can really go to town on this. It's not going to go anywhere because of that zip tie. Now I'm just going to feed the pipe cleaners down through the mesh until I get to the frame of the wreath. I did push some of the mesh aside until I found the frame, and I'm going to place the pipe cleaner through the frame, and I'm going to twist tie it off in the back. Now that I have that twist tied off in the back, I want to flip my wreath back over. I'm going to fluff my bow a little bit more and make sure it's exactly where I want it. Now I'm going to flip it back over and trim off the rest of that pipe cleaner, and I'm going to tuck it down and twist it onto the bar of the wreath frame. Now that I have my bow secure and I know exactly where I want it to go, I'm going to go back through with some Valentine embellishments I purchased from the Dollar Tree. I purchased these glittery hearts from the Dollar Tree, so here I'm just fluffing them out, and I kind of want them spread out a little bit like a spray. I was going to try to use the clip that comes with the hearts to attach it to the wreath. However, I ended up chopping it off because I thought it was too long, and I'm going to use my pipe cleaners instead. I only purchased 2 of these, so I want one at the top and then I want one at the bottom. This is where I decided they were just too long and I had to trim them down and just use the pipe cleaners that are on my wreath. I just placed the hearts in there, in between the pipe cleaners, and twist tied them off. And it was the perfect length. So I did one at the top, and I wanted one spray coming at the bottom, so the opposite side. Here I'm just fluffing my heart spray, trimming off the bottom. I'm going to place it into the pipe cleaner and twist tie it off. You could always go back through and add glue, but these pipe cleaners are pretty good, and I did tie them in pretty securely. I did have some other embellishments I purchased from the Dollar Tree, these little clothespin hearts, so I thought that would be a nice little touch to kind of clip on randomly around the wreath. It was very easy to add these to the wreath. They just clip right on like a clothespin. Next, I'm going in with these kisses or these lips. They are also on a clothespin, and I'm going to randomly place those around the wreath as well. Now I'm going to trim up my ribbon tails. I do dovetail some, and some I cut at a slant. I like to dovetail the thicker ribbons, the 2s and the 2.5 inches, but if I'm working with a smaller inch ribbon, say a 1.5, I will just cut those at an angle. I just keep going. I look for every tail I have and I make sure that they have a good cut. I did feel like this wreath needed a little bit more, so I went ahead and found some ribbons that I want to work with, and I'm going to make up some ribbon tails. I cut my ribbon tails around 10 inches. I felt like this wreath needed a little bit more red. I am going to cut 5 strips of the red and 5 strips of the black and white. Sometimes I like even numbers and sometimes I like odd numbers. There really is no rule, it's just what is appealing to your eye. I do go ahead and dovetail these ribbons before I place them in the wreath. I just stack them on top of each other, fold them over in my hand, and create the dovetail at the end. Now that I have the red completed, I'm going to work on the black and white. Again, I'm just stacking them on top of each other and creating that dovetail. Now that I have my ribbon tails ready to go, it's time to add them to the wreath. I'm looking for some bare spots where I can add these ribbon tails, and all I do is I put the red down with the black and white on top, pinch it in the middle, and place them into the pipe cleaner. Once you place it in the pipe cleaner, just twist tie the pipe cleaner off. I'm going to trim the pipe cleaner and tuck it down. And I crisscross the ribbons. So here I take the ribbons in the middle, pinch it, and place it into the pipe cleaner. Twist tie the pipe cleaner off, trim it up, and then press it down. And then fluff out the ribbons. I just keep going until I run out of ribbon tails. I'm just looking for bare spots that I see on the wreath. Again, pinch it in the middle, put it in the pipe cleaner, twist the pipe cleaner off, trim off the pipe cleaner, and then tuck it down. And then I fluff out my ribbon tails. I did end up adding a red foam heart to this wreath, which you will see at the end. Okay, last ribbon tails, placing it in the pipe cleaner, twisting it off, trimming the pipe cleaner, and tucking the pipe cleaner down. This is where I go back through and make sure everything is exactly the way I want it. I'm just stepping back and looking at the wreath. I wanted to cover my mechanics where I added the ribbon tails, so I have these glittery heart embellishments I'm going to add a drop of glue to and put them right on the pipe cleaner. You could literally add these hearts all over this wreath. However, I just chose to use it to cover up my mechanics. So wherever I have ribbon tails and I've twisted the pipe cleaner off and folded it down, I'm going to place a heart on top of that pipe cleaner. I do this with every ribbon tail that I added, so a total of 5. I just want to make sure my mechanics are covered. I just feel like it gives it a very finished look. Okay friends, this is my completed project. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.